Hey, welcome to Tough Guys. On this episode, we picked up a hyper tough shop light that's on a little tripod from Walmart. And this thing was only $35. They have a huge line of stuff now. I'm gonna put a logo up here so you can see what it looks like. I assume your local Walmart would carry this stuff as well or online. Overall, I know nothing much about the product. I have a tape measure from them that I had originally bought to actually do some testing on the channel and just have never gotten around to doing it yet. But let's unbox this thing, see how it looks, see what it's worth, you know, as far as is it worth the money? Is the light that you get out of it great? It is LED, I think it's 2000 lumen. Like I said, $35 shop light. Let's take a look. Okay, here is the box, Hyper Tough 2000 lumen LED area light. It does come with a little tripod that supposedly expands and gets bigger and then it's easy to put away. They do sell just the light by itself, so this is kind of cool that it comes with both things. I feel like $35 was a good price for this. I do not have a lot of stuff that's this brand. It's getting pretty popular at Walmart. I see it. They make all kinds of stuff. They actually make a bunch of tools too, so I might try some of those out as well. Next step here is let's open it up. Looks like they have the light separated out. So here is the light. It's got some lovely micro bubble paper, if that's your thing. So it looks like just the one center LED, and then everything else is just reflective. First impressions, this is actually really heavy and feels really nice, actually. I like that. I mean, it looks like the button there is also covered, which that's kind of a cool feature. Keeps gunk from getting up in there. And it is a metal frame and it's got screws all around, so it looks like you'd be able to take that apart if you needed to. And looks like a little handle there. So you could just set this thing up by itself and it looks like it would work pretty well if you just needed a light like that. So let's take out the stand and see how that looks. We do have some instructions. We will open that up here in a sec. Here is the base stand. So that thing does collapse. Or that micro bubble paper. Looks like it does collapse all the way down. I'll have to pull the camera out a bit so we can see how that looks. And inside the instructions, not a lot of info here. It tells you off and on, unpack, and it's got a little bolt at the top of this, and that looks like that's how you attach it. So, and tells you how to loosen this. So pretty simple, let's just try it. So here's the top of that piece. And this is the piece that just comes off. And what that does is it allows you to mount the bottom part of that light onto it. Seems like an unnecessarily long screw. I don't know, what do you think? Okay, so probably don't need this big of a screw just to lock the light down. That's all I'm saying, Hyper Tough. What's up with that? I'm gonna take this tie off the cord. It's actually got a pretty long cord. It's about 6 foot tall, not too bad. Here's that part that would mount onto the top of the tripod. So this piece here is where that's gonna go through. And for the tripod, we wanna loosen this up. This is the locking mechanism that keeps this part around the top tight. And then the legs just kind of fold out. There we go. So you can see it at the base. This kind of extends all the way down. Or if you need it a little bit higher up, you can. I'm gonna lock it back in place. Now here at the top, this thing actually spins both ways. I'm having a really hard time getting it actually loose, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the cap off of there to try to get this bottom piece to come up out of the bottom of the tripod. It's actually really difficult. So not sure why that was so hard to come out of there, but it does extend pretty far up. And now that it's out of there, I'm gonna go ahead and put that locking ring back on. That's this piece here. And then you'd basically tighten this back down, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and that's gonna keep it from falling in. I'm not sure why that was so hard to get out of there, but I could see how someone would think that it doesn't even come out. So now let's put the top piece back in here and mount the light onto it for you. All right, and here's that top piece again. This is the part that's gonna go into there. And like I mentioned before, this is the bottom part that's actually gonna mount. So I'm gonna turn the light around backwards and set this in place. Again, that bolt is ridiculously long. Not sure why. And there it is. And here it is all put together. This part does have a pretty good range of motion as well. You can see that piece just hooks onto the back there, and you can see where it hooks onto the actual tripod. Again, this was very, very hard to get out of the base section. I don't think they intended for that, but it was very difficult. So now I'm gonna get it plugged in and see what kind of light we can actually get out of this unit. Again, so far, I really like the way it feels. It feels worth the money. Okay, so we got it set up on this side of the shop. It's a little bit dark over here. If you can see, I have lights on this side, but over here where we've got the dartboard and stuff, there's no lights up high yet. So in between doing projects, I want to be able to use this little light. So I've got it plugged in to the extension cord here. Whoa, okay. So a lot different light there. This is probably about 15, 20 feet away in a very high ceiling. You kind of see the difference as that goes off and on. I'm pretty happy with that overall. And it does have the ability to kind of move it as you need to. So far as a shop light, works pretty well. And if we were to set this thing outside in our patio, it's pretty lighted. I mean, this is really dark outside right now, so you can see nothing and a lot of light. Wow, that's actually nice. You can see the tree there, nothing, and the tree is lit. So pretty happy with that. One more quick note here. It has no heat, or almost no heat at all. Compared to regular shop lights, I mean, unless I am touching right on the front of it, I don't really feel any heat at all. And compare that to a regular bulb shop light, something like this guy here, this thing gets extremely hot, extremely fast. And not to mention that those bulbs in there are super expensive to buy and a pain to find. So having a unit like this that is LED, that has a tripod, that has a 5-foot extension cord, that does not get hot, it's not gonna hurt you or your kids. It's got the power button there that's covered up, it's adjustable height. This also comes off, all that for 35 bucks. It's a pretty amazing deal. So, all in all, I think it's a good light. It's probably the weirdest outro I've ever shot, but I am pretty happy with the light. It is nice to use, it's easy to use, and it wasn't bad for the money. I mean, you're talking about 35 bucks and it worked out really well. So overall, I really liked it. They have a ton of products at Walmart. I think I'm gonna check out some of their other stuff and see how it works out, and then maybe do some update videos after I use the product a little bit, see how it works, see how it actually works in a project scenario. And other than that, thanks for watching. If you love what we do, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next project. Thanks.